Moore's law, the reliable doubling of transistors on a single slice of silicon, has reached its physical conclusion. We have hit the thermal and reticle limits of monolithic dies. Making a single chip larger, or its transistors smaller, no longer yields the performance gains required for frontier AI. Traditionally, the industry was built on these 300mm round silicon wafers. Every processor was a single, self-contained piece of silicon cut from this grid. Modern scaling has moved beyond the single die to systems on package. A state-of-the-art GPU is now a dense assembly of logic, memory, and interconnects, all integrated into a multi-die structure that acts as a single computer. This shift moves the industrial spotlight away from standard wafer fabrication. Even the most advanced silicon is effectively stranded if it cannot be connected to high-speed memory. Consequently, the volume of AI hardware reaching the market is now increasingly dictated by the throughput of advanced packaging facilities like this one. The ceiling for AI performance is no longer defined by the transistor, but by how densely we can package and stack these components. Current stacking technologies like TSMC's CoWoS are currently bound by the geometry of the 300mm wafer. When you place large, square AI components on a circular surface, you lose significant usable area at the edges, which drives up the cost per chip. To scale the physical size of the GPU, the industry is transitioning to panel-level packaging. By using 515 by 510mm rectangular panels, manufacturers can fit more dies per batch and create the massive multi-chiplet footprints needed for Blackwell-class processors. These massive footprints create a secondary crisis, thermal warpage. When a silicon interposer exceeding 5,000 square millimeters heats up, the standard organic ABF substrate underneath it begins to bend, threatening the integrity of the microscopic connections. In 2026, Intel and Samsung are moving to glass core substrates to solve this. Glass is structurally rigid and thermally stable. It allows for through-glass vias, the vertical routing lines seen here, to maintain high-density data paths without the substrate warping under load. Moving to rectangular glass panels is the only physical way to assemble the massive chip footprints required for the next generation of LLMs. Within these packages, the speed of token generation is strictly limited by memory bandwidth. If the processor has to wait for data to arrive from memory, the entire system sits idle. This throughput is measured in terabytes per second. While current HBM3E delivers up to 1.5 terabytes per second, HBM4 jumps to over 3 terabytes per second per stack. To achieve this, the base die at the bottom of the memory stack is changing. It is moving away from standard DRAM manufacturing to advanced logic processes, such as TSMC's 12nm or Samsung's 4nm nodes. By building the base layer as a logic chip, the memory stack can handle its own complex data routing and interface tasks. This transforms the memory from a passive storage area into an active coprocessor. While SK hynix currently leads this market, Samsung and Micron are actively closing the gap. Both are moving toward mass production of 12-high HBM3E and are in the qualification phase for HBM4 to support future NVIDIA platforms. Computing data directly within the memory interface reduces the distance signals must travel, which is the primary method for cutting inference latency in HBM4 architectures. We are also seeing the end of the monolithic processor. Massive GPUs are being broken down into modular functional tiles, or chiplets. This allows companies like AMD and Intel to mix different types of silicon inside a single package. The challenge with this modularity has always been communication. Historically, chiplets from different foundries use proprietary languages, making them incompatible. This problem is being solved by UCIe 2.0, the open industry standard for die-to-die interconnects. For the first time, a compute die made by TSMC can successfully exchange data with a memory bridge made by Intel through a standardized interface. This modularity enables deep specialization. Designers can now dedicate specific chiplets to handle matrix multiplication, while others are optimized exclusively for attention mechanisms or mixture of experts routing. UCIe standardizes silicon the way USB standardized ports, allowing cloud providers to assemble best-in-class components into a single AI engine, regardless of their origin. As clusters grow, we hit the limits of copper wiring. Moving massive amounts of data across copper and annealing cables creates intense heat and causes signal quality to degrade over very short distances. To solve this, 2026 marks the active deployment of co-packaged optics. By integrating optical transceivers directly onto the GPU package, we can replace copper with fiber optic threads that carry data as light, which generates far less heat. While today's optics only handle data movement, look at the 2030 projection. This is the goal of true photonic compute. Hybrid processors where light is used to perform the actual matrix multiplications inside the chip. Researchers are also exploring non-von Neumann designs, including neuromorphic arrays and low-precision execution blocks that use 1.58-bit ternary logic to maximize energy efficiency. Transitioning from copper to light is the only physical path for scaling GPU clusters to the size required for future frontier models. This global hardware roadmap is concentrated in a single geography. TSMC's advanced packaging and logic foundries in Taiwan represent the most significant single point of failure in the AI supply chain. To protect this advantage, the United States has implemented strict export controls. These target the high-density HBM, advanced GPUs, and EDA software tools required to design and build frontier-level AI. In response, China is building a parallel domestic ecosystem. Huawei's Ascend 910C and 950 series use enhanced 7nm and 5nm processes from domestic foundries to work around these restrictions. Because domestic yields are limited, China is using advanced multi-die packaging techniques and the optimized CAN software stack to extract maximum performance from their available silicon. This move towards sovereign silicon is global. From the EU's Sci-Pearl project to domestic clusters in India and the Middle East, nations are racing to secure independent hardware capacity. Export controls have unintentionally accelerated this bifurcation, forcing a world where national AI capabilities are defined by independent, sovereign hardware stacks. These chip innovations dictate the boundaries of the model layer. High-bandwidth memory is the critical engine for mixture of experts models, which must rapidly switch between vast sets of parameters during a single inference pass. HBM4 bandwidth is what makes that context switching possible for multi-trillion parameter models. This cascades upward to the AI factory layer. As we pack more logic and HBM stacks into a single rack, power density spikes toward 100 kilowatts. This makes direct-to-chip liquid cooling a mandatory requirement for modern data center design. There is also a lateral crossover. The 3D stacking and Cryo-CMOS technology developed for AI chips are the exact tools needed to scale physical quantum processors and handle their classical error correction requirements. The massive industrial effort to solve the bottlenecks of AI is effectively providing the hardware foundation needed for the quantum era. AI progress is no longer just a matter of shrinking transistors. The new era is defined by advanced packaging, memory bandwidth, and optical interconnects. Mastering this specific hardware stack is now a fundamental requirement for national security and sovereign AI capability. In our next episode, we'll move to Layer 3, Infrastructure and AI Factories, where we will look at liquid cooling architectures and the industrial boom required to power them. If you found this deep dive valuable, please hit that like button, share it, and subscribe to KYC AI Labs for more science behind the AI headlines.